Okay, hi guys. Today we would discuss about scope and chain. Before that last two video we discussed what is the difference between let and const variables. Then we discussed what is the hosting. Today we will see scope and scope chain. Uh, it means in JavaScript how JavaScript engine sets the variables inside the scope. Okay, okay, let's dip into the video. Now, before that, uh, you would imagine if you have a charger, first you go to search in your room, right? It's not there, then you go to hall and search here. Then it's not there, then you go to kitchen and there also you search and it's not there. Then you go to ask your mother, it's not there. Your mother will say, is your charger is couldn't find, like that she say. Exactly, JavaScript uh first find the uh, functional scope, then their parent scope, lexical environment, then try to find in the global scope. If global scope is couldn't find, it's throw the reference error. Already we saw that, right? Yesterday we declared that let and const variable before the initialization we got this error, right? The reference error. Uh, that's became becoming why, because of this. You understood, right? Let me explain in a visualization. Okay, in the scenes it will working. Okay, first I draw the one rectangle. It's a consider as a global scope. Then again inside the nested rectangle, it's as inner scope. Hmm. Again one rectangle. Block scope. Okay. Now I put the arrow. Now I put the arrow. This as a reference. Second. It's consider as a, okay, if consider as a, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is C. Now here have a lexical environment reference of B. You understood, right? What I'm saying here? Please, concentrate here. Here, here in this lexical environment, A B has a reference reference second. B has a reference of A. Memory of A. Same like as first JavaScript find A itself inside the scope. It couldn't find, it will check the outside. It would check outside the scope in the lexical environment is a reference is there. Here is not there. Check the global scope. It will check. Sorry. It will check. C has a reference memory of A reference memory of B. Okay. First to check the JavaScript the scope itself. Then it will check outer scope. There also couldn't find. It will check uh, their outer scope with their reference of lexical environment memory. Here also not found. It will return null. It will return null. That's why it will return null. That's why we got the reference error. Reference error. Understood, right? What I'm saying? First, JavaScript will check their scope itself. Uh, while JavaScript code running at time, first space memory creation phase. That time itself, lexical environment will create. Uh, that time itself, the lexical environment will created. Okay. Again, I explain once again. Uh, while while JavaScript code running at time, it's created two phases. One is the memory creation phase. One is the uh, execution phase. Memory creation phase at time, JavaScript create the lexical environment. Lexical environments for that variable scope. Uh, if uh, if the scope have a if function inside that function scope have a lexical environment reference memory. If see here the reference A have a block to scope inside that function. This function have a lexical environment B. This also have a lexical environment B also have a lexical environment memory reference since C. If here also couldn't find, it's a throws error, uh, returns null, and we got the reference error. You understood, right? He like that JavaScript will search the variables, uh, all the scopes. Okay, now let's see in code how it's behind the scenes how it's work. Okay, okay, okay. First, I create the variable where uh, where city equal to Chennai. Okay, Then I create a function. Function name. Uh, I put out. Okay. Then here I declare the variable let city. Now street uh, second street. Okay. Here itself create the inner function. Okay. Here I put let house number. Okay. House number is 32. Now first I will check here console.log house. Now we could understand the scope, how behind the scene it will working. It house. Okay. Here call that inner function. Outside that outside this okay, here I call the outer function. Let's see first how it's will work, how it's working. Let's see. Okay. Now I go to the browser. First I copy the path, then I go to the browser, open the new tab, I run this file. Let me check. See, now house is the printing. House 32 it's coming. Inside the scope, JavaScript can access this access. It has a value. Okay, house number 32. Now it's printing. Okay, let me check street console.log street. It should come or not. Let me check. I refresh the screen. See, it's coming because I already told you this function first memory creation at time JavaScript allocated memory for the function with along with lexical scope environment. This space, right? This is the lexical scope. This function reference have a in the inside this inner function. That's why JavaScript first search here, first find the house, then go to next line, try to find street. Street is not there inside the scope. Then it check outside the scope. Street is there. Okay, what I'm saying you understood, right? First JavaScript checking here. The street is there inside this inner function scope. Street is not there. but we have a lexical environment memory of the outer scope. So JavaScript check the outer scope of the outer function. Here street is a variable is there. That's why here JavaScript printing street as a second street. Let me check another one example. If what if I put console log console.log city. Now I go to browser and check. See, city also coming. Same like as JavaScript. First check inside the scope. It's Java couldn't find this variable. Then I have a lexical memory reference. This inner function. So it go to search outer of the function. Out function. It's a variable city is there or not. Here also it couldn't find. So it goes outside. Uh, the city is there. Now it's a global scope. Let me check another one example also. Console dot log. If I search uh, country, okay. Like next I check the country. Okay. Here, see here memory is not there. That's memory is not created. That's why we are getting errors. You understood right what I'm saying? If suppose we go to there here 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 I try to access. Now I commented here. Now I'm trying to access console dot log house. Here I try to access house. Let me check it will come or not. Okay. Now I remove the debugger. Again I refresh the code. See here now house is not coming. That is the error. That is the reference error. House is not defined because house is outside of the outer scope. House is outside of the outer scope. Because here you mentioned let house. You mentioned the keyword as a let. Let we already studied. It's a block scope. In this block only we can accessible the let. We couldn't accessible the outer couldn't accessible outer the this function. That's why we got the error. Okay. Same like as if I access to outer inside the street, you get same error. Console.log console.log, right? Here first I put city. I show you. Okay, how behind the scenes it will working. Here try to access city, street. Sorry. Now I go to run. See, now city Chennai is coming, but street is not defined because city is the global scope. Street is the inside of the out scope. That's why we are getting error. You understood right what I'm saying? Guys, this is like the behind the scenes, the scope working in JavaScript. Uh, JavaScript, how the search the variables inside the scope, like this only behind the scenes is working. In this video, what and all we get it. First, the scope. What are the scopes is there? Global scope, inner scope, uh, global scope, outer scope, inner scope. Okay, in the scope, if this function create at time, the lexical environment will create lexical environment created that have a reference of the outer function. This is the called the scope chain. This is called the scope chain. Scope chain means scope have a chain nested by nested. That's the scope chain. Things in this video we are seen what is the scope, what is the scope chain, how the give let const where variable inside the scope. Okay, you couldn't understand. Once again, review this video. You got the clear idea. Okay, thank you.